What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here. We're back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we're over here on the global side where we just got a data download. And the next unit that is coming to global is the INT Tournament of Power Androids 17 and 18. And it actually looks like they are going to be releasing February 1st at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So that is actually just a little under 24 hours for me. So it looks like the androids are coming in pretty quick, pretty fast. Unfortunately, global players, I'm going to just say it at the forefront here, just go ahead and skip. This is probably not a good banner to summon on, to be honest. You definitely want to save your stones because there's going to be a lot better stuff coming in the near future. And these androids, unfortunately, right now are just not it. So if we take a quick look at them, they are leading a new category called Tournament Participants or Siblings Bond. They're a key 3, 170%. They give an additional 30% to Reps of Universe 7 or Joined Forces. On their regular super, they greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy. They have a unit super attack, but you have to have a ally whose name is Goku attacking in the same turn. And if you do have that, they massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and they raise allies attack and defense by 35% for 2 turns, themselves excluded. So the only problem with this is with you needing a Goku unit that is on like Tournament Participants or Siblings Bond. There's not a whole lot, unfortunately. Like right now on the JP side, they did just get the EZA for the STR UI Goku. So at least there's like an option there, but unfortunately they just don't link well because they have your typical Android links. So they got Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Infinite Energy, The Innocents, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed. Like you'd probably only share maybe Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, and Tournament of Power with a Goku unit. So I don't know why they designed this unit this way, but it's just not a good unit to run. It's just they're not going to be a good unit to pair up with a Goku, like as sad as it is. I mean, maybe if you're like floating a Goku, or I'm sorry, maybe if you're like floating this unit off rotation and you get you have like a 2 UI Gokus or something on the same rotation and they just happen to be in the 3rd slot. But the problem with that is you want them to attack in the 1st slot so they can raise that attack and defense by 35% for those 2 turns. So they're passive though. They activate the entrance animation, randomly change key spheres of a certain type, int excluded, 2 rainbow key sphere for 4 turns from the character's entry turn when there is another Reps of Universe 7 category ally on the team upon the character's entry. So you have to have a Reps of Universe 7 character on the same rotation. Or I'm sorry, you just have to have one on the team when this character is out on the field. They get attack 170%, defense 180%. They get an additional attack and defense 50% and reduced damage received by 35% when performing a super. They get an additional attack 50% and a high chance of performing a crit with 7 or more key spheres obtained. They do give a Tournament Participants category ally key 2 attack and defense 35%. Plus an additional key +1 attack 17% and defense 18% with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Plus an additional attack 59% when performing a super, and they have a scouter within the character's attacking turn if there's an ally whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn. So they have a scouter and they get more attack if Goku's in the same turn. Otherwise, they are a Tournament Participants support unit. So I mean, they give pretty good support actually. If you get the 7 or more key spheres though, that's the only problem is they are very key hungry, and if they don't have that key, then you're going to be missing out on that extra attack, defense, and that 1 extra key if you can't get it. They do have an active skill. They change tech key spheres to int key spheres. It can be activated when HP is 70% or less starting from the 5th turn of battle and you can do this up to 8 times. So you do have the option to basically orb change tech to INT, so you can actually get those orbs. But if you don't have a lot of tech key spheres on the field, then it's kind of like a waste, honestly. And I mean, to use this 8 times, we don't have events long enough for you to be able to use this 8 times, especially because you have to it activates when HP is 70% or less, and you have to wait until the 5th turn before you can even use it. So I mean, 5th turn and then up to 8 times, you're never going to use it up all 8 times. So category wise, they're on tournament participants, siblings bond, reps of universe 7, androids, superheroes, universal survival saga, joint forces, and worthy rival. And their best linking partner is going to be the physical MVP 17. They share 6 out of 7 links with them. So again, global players, I would definitely say to skip this unit. We can actually, if we go over here and go to the banners real quick, let me actually pull it up on the JP side here. So their banner, I want to say I think it was about right here. Oh, we're actually a little bit further back. So it was before Gohan and Piccolo, and before here. So we should be, yeah, right here. So banner wise, you got them, you got their side banner unit, you have Kale, you have God Goku, which has already returned on global before. You have Path to Power Kid Goku, and then you have, you know, STR Videl, who's very outdated now, and the Tech Kale and Caulifla, who are also very outdated now. So banner wise, I would say if you maybe want like a God Goku or a Kale, if you have the coins, probably just coin them. But I would say to save your stones and avoid summoning on this banner. Other than that, you get their banner unit, which is Zerloin, Rabanra, and Zarbuto. Which, yeah, this character is kind of goofy. They're a Power of Wishes category, key 3, 130%. They greatly raise attack for 1 turn. They don't even get defense. Cause supreme damage to the enemy with a high chance to stun. They get key +2, and then they get attack and defense 50% per Power of Wishes or tournament participants category allies on the team. They get an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. Launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when there's another Power of Wishes category ally attacking in the same turn. It attacks effective against all types, and starting from the 4th turn, disable the enemy's action once within the turn when there's another tournament participants category ally attack in the same turn. So they don't support, they don't really do much of anything, they just kind of exist. So it's not a very good side banner unit whatsoever. Their links are Signature Pose, More Than Meets the Eye, Tournament Power, Metamorphosis, Infighter, Solid Support, and Fierce Battle. And they're on Power of Wishes, Joint Forces, Universal Survival Saga, Last Resort, or Final Trump Card, Tournament Participants, Transformation Boost, and Special Pose. And their best linking partner is actually going to be the Tech LR Ribrianne. So Ribrianne should actually be coming in for part 2 of this celebration. Another one that's probably going to be just a big skip. But along with that, there are some awakenings and EZAs. So we have the STR Android 18, the GT, from the one GT event. You'll be able to awaken her. Let's see, she's kind of just she's a worthy rivals, free to play category leader. This is post EZA actually. Key 3 is 77% or STR type. Key 3 50%. She raises attack and defense for 1 turn, cause supreme damage to enemy, raises superclass allies attack by 35% for 1 turn. She gets attack and defense 150% plus an additional defense 100%, reduces damage received by 18% and all allies defense 30% as the first attacker in a turn, plus an additional defense 100% and reduced damage received by 18% as the first attacker in a turn for 5 turns from the start of the turn. So you pretty much want to have her like in slot 1 to basically begin with for 5 turns. And then she gets Ki +2 and an additional attack 150% and a medium chance of performing a crit for 3 turns after receiving an attack. So you want her in slot 1. You pretty much need her to get hit to get this extra attack. And yeah, so it's pretty much just she needs to get hit in order to get that extra 150% attack. Her links are Android Assault, Infinite Energy, Twin Terrors, Battlefield Diva, Shattering the Limit, Cold Judgment, GT. And she's on Android, Siblings Bond, Worthy Rivals, GT Heroes, Battle of Wits. So she's a free-to-play unit. I mean, she's pretty easy to awaken, and then she's gonna have an easy A area to awaken her. And then also on top of that, there is the awakening for the Hellfighter 17, the free-to-play one from I believe the same event actually. So he's Artificial Life Form, Ki 3 77% or AGL, Ki 3 50%, causes supreme damage to the enemy, lowers attack and defense, Seal Super. He doesn't get attack or defense or anything on his super, so it's kind of useless to be honest. He gets attack and defense 150% as passive, an additional defense 100% as the second or third attacker in a turn. High chance of evading enemies' attacks, plus an additional chance to evade enemies' attacks, plus 17% for 3 turns from the start of turn. An additional attack and defense 20% with each attack evaded, up to 80%. Ki +2, an additional attack 100% when performing a super. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack starting from the 4th turn. His links are Android Assault, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Shock and Speed, Shattering the Limit, Brutal Beatdown, and GT. And he's only on 3 categories, so he's only on Androids, Artificial Life Forms, and Target Goku. He's also got an easy A area, so it should be relatively easy to get him done. Unfortunately, he's just not very good. So the 18 is really good, but the 17, he's not the greatest. Let's see what else we got here. We got the awakenings for the AGL and the INT free-to-play Tournament of Power 17 and 18. So the 17, he raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage, and lowers attack. He gets attack 40%, defense 30% per key sphere obtained. He's Siblings Bond category allies, Ki +1, and attack 30% when there's an ally on the team whose name includes 18, and attacks effective against all types if the ally is attacking in the same turn. So obviously you want him in a rotation with Android 18. He gets an additional attack and defense 70% when performing a super, launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when the target enemy is stunned, and he's got a great chance of sealing the attacked enemy super for 2 turns. And then he is on Android Assault, or I'm sorry, his links are Android Assault, Shock and Speed, Twin Tower, Tournament of Power, Infinite Energy, Solid Support, and Shattering the Limit. And he's on Universal Survival Saga, Siblings Bond, Defenders of Justice, Androids, Worthy Rivals, Superhero, Tournament Participants, Battle of Wits, and Reps of Universe 7. And then with the AGL 18, she raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and lowers attack. Her passive is attack 30% and defense 40% per key sphere obtained. Siblings Bond category allies Ki +1 and defense 30% when there's an ally on the same team whose name includes 17. And she guards all attacks if that ally is attacking in the same turn. So you kind of want to run her as like slot 1 and the Android 17 is slot 2. Like if you were to run them together. She also gets an additional attack and defense 70% when performing a super. Attacks are effective against all types when the target enemy has its super attack sealed. So actually you would want 17 to attack first, so her attacks become effective against all types when they're sealed. And she's got a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy for 2 turns. And then her links are Android Assault, Battlefield Diva, Twin Towers, Tournament of Power, Infinite Energy, Solid Support, and Shattering the Limit. So pretty much like the standard Android link set. She's on Peppy Gals, Reps of Universe 7, Battle of Wits, Universal Survival Saga, Siblings Bond, bond of parent and child, tournament participants, superheroes, worthy rivals, and androids. And then we also got a awakening for the tech Kid Goku. So this is the free-to-play one that had his event had dropped quite a bit ago. It was like the one of the Dragon Ball story events. So he actually gets his awakening now. So he stacks attack on his super. He greatly raises defense for 1 turn and then causes supreme damage to the enemy. He gets attack and defense 70% when performing a super, and Dragon Ball Saga category allies attack plus 20% within the same turn. An additional attack and defense 15% and a chance of performing a crit plus 5% per Dragon Ball Saga category ally on the team. And he gets an additional attack and defense 70% and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super when there's another Warriors Raised on Earth category ally attacking in the same turn, or Earthbred fighters. His links are All in the Family, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, The Innocents, Incredible Adventures, Turtle School, and Shattering the Limit. So he's got like the typical Dragon Ball Saga Kid Goku links. And his categories, so he's on Dragon Ball Saga, Dragon Ball Seekers, Earthbred Fighters, and Youth. So the funny thing is, so he's not on like Goku Family. So that means he does still have he's gonna awaken into an LR at some point. But with him not being on Goku Family means he's gonna awaken into maybe like a Kid Goku and Krillin, maybe Kid Goku, Krillin, Master Roshi, maybe even like Kid Goku and Bulma again, maybe would be my guess. But that's just because like I'm looking at the categories here, and the only ones that would really make sense would be like those 3. So he's not going to awaken into Goku just by himself. So his event's going to be coming. So we'll be able to awaken him. And then we also get this new story event with a Krillin that we can farm up. So this is Krillin Youth. He raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and seals. He gets attack and defense 120%, plus an additional attack and defense 120% when performing a super. He gets an additional attack 82% when the target enemy's super attack is sealed. So you kind of want to build him like additional, because you want him to seal with his first super and then get another super off so he can get that extra 82%. He gets attacked enemies attack and defense minus 30%, so he debuffs the enemy. Dragon Ball Saga category allies key plus 2 attack and defense 30%, so he's a support unit for them as well. Medium chance of launching an additional super when HP is 88% or more. And then he's got a medium chance of evading the enemy's super, and he gets a scouter for 3 turns when HP is 86% or less. So he kind of has a little bit of everything, which is kind of cool for a free-to-play unit. And then his link set is going to be Courage, Infighter, Brainiacs, Incredible Adventure, Shattering the Limit, Turtle School, and Guidance of the Dragon Balls. And he is on World Tournament, Master of Bond and Student, Turtle School, Youth, Earthling, Bond of Friendship, Tournament Participants, Dragon Ball Saga, Battle of Wits, and Earthbred Fighters. So he again is a free-to-play unit, so another unit that we can kind of farm up and, you know, just kind of awaken. I'm sure I don't know if maybe he will awaken into an LR at some point, but if he does, that'd be pretty cool. But I know this Goku, the Kid Goku, definitely will awaken into an LR at some point. And then the other thing that we had in the data download here, so this is all the same. There's one thing that Air Dokkan had tweeted out. So we got this 2024, like the chocolate candy. And then if you go to the shop from last year, so this was available during login. And then there was like missions around Valentine's Day. So undergo training once, clear any stage 3 times, clear any stage 5 times, and complete all the missions. And if you logged in every day, you were able to get a total of 7,350 of these chocolates. And you were able to pretty much, I think, buy out the entire shop here. So they gave you like a free Oceana Shenron, which she's got an Easy A now. This Trunks, the Future Tech Trunks, he had an Easy A. This STR Gray Sandman, he hasn't Easy A'd yet. Elder Kai, some Zenny statues, Hourglass, a couple Awakening medals, some Gravity Chamber, some Z Swords, and a Whis item. So it's just a couple, freebies that you can get. And then obviously we've had this on global like pretty much every year since 2020. So we'll see what the units look like this year, but it should just be, some more freebie units that we can get. But it looks like that is pretty much all that we have with this data download. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Android, their banner drops in just under 24 hours. Again, I would probably definitely say to skip their banner, skip the Ribrianne banner, and I'd either wait till like Saiyan Day to see what the unit's going to be if you want to summon then, or other than that, I'd probably either wait until the New Year's banner, until the New Year units come out with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Harudegarn, or if you're really wanting to save for Anniversary. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and I will be summoning on the Android's banner because I pretty much summon on everything, but I don't recommend you guys summoning. So hopefully you guys don't, and you guys save your stones. But again, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.